Hello, my name is Julia O'Brien, and my research project for this semester focused on rehabilitation programs that are available to incarcerated men versus incarcerated women, and the fact that women do not have equal access. And so the question that I really focused on is, the question of why women not only do not have equal access, but also the fact that men have better and more widespread programming, which is extremely important to consider. And so I want to emphasize that programs have been proven to be quite successful for incarcerated men in a wide range of areas. Different programs such as mental health, substance abuse, education, life skills, and different skills necessary upon release. Like those can all be gained from the programs that are available to these men. And I also want to point out that women are being incarcerated at a much higher rate than men. And I'm just going to read a quote that I took from my paper directly that really emphasizes this. And it's as follows. In the last 10 years, the male prison population has increased 45%, while that of women is up 81%. And 73% of women in state prisons and 75% in jails have mental health problems, compared with 55% and 63% of men. And so, with that, I want to bring attention to the graph in the middle, which further shows a huge rise in women's incarceration. And so, a large majority of women enter the criminal justice system, as I just said, with some sort of history of abuse. This can be substance abuse, mental health issues, abuse from their partner, which could be like intimate partner violence. This could be sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental, emotional abuse. And so, the lack of programming is extremely harmful. And then I just wanted to mention one facility that has a mental health abuse program. And so, her name is Karen, and she's an inmate at Hearn Valley Correctional Facility. She took part in their mental health program, and she reflected on her time spent in the program, and she was able to have a meaningful conversation and a serious conversation with her mom, and she described this as like a mental health breakthrough. And Karen says she didn't hang up on me, she didn't yell or judge me, and she still loved me. And so, with that, I just want to point your attention to the graph in the top right hand corner, which shows the rough number of incarcerated women in need of services versus the number of women who actually receive services. And so, with this graph, you can see that there's clearly a much higher number and rate of women who are in need of services, while the rate of those who actually receive services is much lower. And then I just wanted to go into a few of the fast facts that I've included at the bottom of my poster because I think they're really important and they really just showcase, the disparity of women and how unfair it is that they don't have equal access. And so, just to start, only 1 in 5 women in state prisons with a history of substance abuse and 1 in 8 women in federal prisons receives treatment for substance abuse. 12% of women in jails have severe psychiatric disorders, and fewer than 25% of them receive mental health services. And then lastly, only half of women's correctional facilities offer post-secondary education. And this is a big one because both men and women who are incarcerated, a lot of them, you know, go into incarceration not having, really much of an education background. So, this could be like even their GEDs. A lot of them don't have, like a college level education. And so education programs are really important for both men and women, because, this can really give them the skills necessary and, to thrive upon release. And then, so just to close out, considering that men have various programs ranging from, gardening, animal rehabilitation, drug/addiction programs, education, life skills, it's common to see their self-worth and self-efficiency increase, while at the same time, those who suffer from anxiety decrease. And so it's really important that we start seeing programs on a more widespread basis to not only aid in the rehabilitation of inmates, but to also decrease the high rate at which women are being incarcerated. Thank you.